Hello. In this video, I will talk about the Hierophant. Him there. He is card number 5 of the Major Arcana. And how I understand the Hierophant is, I understand him as connected to the Vajra Buddha family energy. I think of him as connected to this energy because he's about like clear sight and precision. I think of him as connected to the water element, the color blue again. This card, when it's in its upright position, he represents tradition. He represents religion, religious ritual, family ritual, cultural ritual and tradition. He's related to, knowing and understanding ritual and religious ceremony and executing that. And he's like the one who maintains that. In his neurotic state, he represents self-righteousness, self-rule, and disregarding the wisdom that has been passed down to him. And so there's some arrogance in there, and then oftentimes there's also guilt mixed in because he's disregarding truths that he knows are true, but because he's attracted to something else, he disregards those truths and commits a sin against his own beliefs, or commits this violation of what he really actually believes and know to be true, and so then he's ridden with guilt. This card, I've had a couple reactions to the fact that he is a white priest, and this card went through many different iterations before he emerged as he is today. Initially, on paper, it was just a cross. And then I had added some books to represent, this knowledge, because I think that the thing about this card is that it's about, he's a religious leader. And so he knows very well the book, whatever book that is, in whatever religion that is, right? Like he knows the wisdom that has been passed down, and he knows the reason for the ritual. And so he's related to spiritual understanding, but he represents it through like ritual and through maintaining certain customs in order to connect with the divine and in order to be obedient to, the religion, whatever it is. Maintaining the culture and maintaining the wisdom through the generations. He has understood the importance of doing that through ritual and doing that through customs and passing that on in that way. The reactions to him being a white priest were interesting to me. The tarot is at least the Rider-Waite deck, which is I think at this point the most widely known deck as like the base deck, is filled with religious and cultural representations of things. I think the white priest is, getting a lot of resistance because the abuses that have happened within the church, the abuses that have happened within religion. I think that some of that is the white priest, and then some of that is religion. I noticed that in this time, a lot of people are rejecting or pushing against religion because of so many abuses within the different religions. once this card emerged as he is now, it felt complete. It felt realized. And maybe because of the controversy around it, maybe because there's something really important about him bringing out this resistance to religion and what that means, and this inability to see the wisdom of religion and religious tradition and religious truths being upheld and passed along and preserved. And so initially I was like, oh man, should you not be a white priest? And then as I was getting these reactions, I realized that he's actually doing his job. The ones who are repulsed by him are probably working with some of the neurotic, only seeing the neurotic qualities of him, not able to touch into the wisdom, or maybe relating to his neurotic qualities, or aren't working with this energy. This card, when I started learning about the tarot, was the 6th card I was learning about, and I was very attracted to it. I was very attracted to the importance of religion. It has served such an important purpose in human life. It has served so many people in helping to construct boundaries and give guidance for worship and for everyday life. I would say religions all over the world have that purpose. They are the conduit between man and God. They help people to sink into the spirit of the religion through ritual and through, like guided behaviors and guided rules and, guided traditions that have been passed down and preserved and sometimes maybe tweaked for the times, but that have maintained some integrity from, how they started. I see this guy, I see the priest, the Hierophant, card number 5, as the one who understands that, who's very well read in the tradition and understands the importance of the ritual, the importance of doing things a certain way, and how that translates to the spirit world, and how things are done have importance. And these guys are the ones who maintain that and who are passing that down and who are holding that space. Although I don't practice any particular religion, I have so much gratitude for those within our communities who maintain this kind of space, because I think that it's an important space to be maintained. It feels like a place of safety for me, and I know that for many others it feels like a place of, great tragedy. Luckily, I have experienced the wisdom of this energy. I have experienced the wisdom of the church and the wisdom of religion as this space where there is this intention to maintain a particular tradition or a particular way of relating to the divine. And I think that it's precious, and not just like in Christianity, but I think that it's precious within different cultures, and I think that religion is precious throughout the world. I think of him as the male counterpart to the high priestess, and sometimes this card is considered the high priest instead of the Hierophant. I call him the Hierophant in my deck. he is like the masculine principle to spirituality, where she's more passive and more just kind of like connecting with the divine, and it's not related to any religion in particular. He is setting up the boundaries. He is following the rituals. He is setting up the rituals, and he represents that energy. He feels more of an active principle, like he is active in creating the boundaries, holding the boundaries, setting up ritual, taking people through the ritual, helping to teach the ritual. He's working with that kind of energy. When I was learning about the Buddha families, this particular energy, the Vajra energy, was like thought about as the reader and writer of the map. And I often think of the priest in that way, like he is reading and writing the texts, and he's preserving them, and he's translating them, and he's helping people to understand how to relate to them, what they're actually talking about. And so when he's in his neurotic state, he is disregarding that, right? He knows, he has this knowledge, he has this understanding, and when he disregards it, then he goes through guilt because he knows better, right? And then he's going with his own desire rather than like the truth that he knows. He's going kind of with ego rather than like understanding that like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. That really is a violation. I know that a lot of people react to religion with this revulsion because of a lot of the abuses that have happened within the Catholic Church and within different religions. And to that, I would say the same thing as I said with the magician, where the corruption exists because people are in these positions, and people sometimes violate their position. That's not the religion. That is how it has been used to abuse other people, how it has been used and manipulated to push certain agendas. And that's not really the wisdom of this energy, or the wisdom of this card, or the wisdom of religion, or the preservation of religion and culture and ritual. It is a distortion. It is a like the shadow side or the dark side, or when it's cut off from its wisdom, it manifests in that way. Fortunately and unfortunately, people are in all kinds of things, right? As I said before, like in medicine, we see these abuses. In religion, we see these abuses. We see them, with people who are supposed to be caring for others, like children who go into foster care or something. They're supposed to be caring for these children, and we see these kinds of abuses. And so I don't think religion is exempt. I certainly don't think religion is exempt. And I do think that there has been a lot of damage done because people have used religion to push their own agenda. And yet I still think that there's something really precious and really important to preserve within religion, and within passing rituals down and preserving them and learning them and having people who are the keepers of that. And so I think of him as like the keeper of that, or this card, this, he represents not just this religion, but religion, those who are religious leaders, those who hold and maintain and preserve the religion. Yeah, his wisdom is there, I think, if we can relax a little bit and see what is he really trying to represent, not what people have done to abuse what he represents. And so yeah, this card is dear to my heart because I see the importance of religion, I see the importance of ritual, and it has been certainly important in my life, and I see the importance for many others' lives as it gives guidance. I think that's all I want to say about him right now, but I look forward to hearing others' thoughts about this card and about religion, about this topic, and yeah, I want to thank you for joining me. The next card I will talk about is the Lovers or Parting of the Ways, and until next time.